Alright, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 was a success. What do we need to get more sales, to get more people in? Sir, I was thinking we could put Tails in Xenoverse 2. Who the fuck invited Johnny here? Johnny, get the fuck out of here. You were just an intern for a goddamn week. We aren't gonna put Tails in Xenoverse 2. Any other bright ideas here? Sir, I was thinking we could include all the Dragon Ball Super characters like Hits, Goku Black, and Botamo, and all these other characters. I think the fans would really like that. Timothy, you goddamn fool. That's what DLC is for, and pre-order bonuses. Is this his first day here? God damn it. You know what? I gotta do everything around here. I've got the perfect idea. Let's have every race have transformations in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Bam! $1 million. Alright, what is up, people of all different types of ages, races, genders, and yes, even you other species out there watching this video. My name is Omega Pro, and of course, at this point in time, we all know that Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 will have every single created character be able to use some sort of transformation or do something unique. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all the different transformations and how I feel about them, etc, etc. So let's start off with the Saiyans, because I think that one is the most basic upgrade, and now your Saiyan can go Super Saiyan 3. Now this was an omission of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. Now you get to have the long, glorious Raditz hair you always dreamed of, and the lack of eyebrows you've always dreamed of, and everything else that comes with Super Saiyan 3. Now I'm very excited for this because I feel like this just takes it up to the next level. I really wanted to go Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. Unfortunately, as we now know, that just simply wasn't the case. But it is now in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, a lot of people wanted to go Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue or something cool like that. And yeah, that would have been dope as hell. It would have been a real true upgrade from Xenoverse 1, but instead what we get is just Super Saiyan 3. It was expected, it was the safe move, whatever. I'm happy to be going Super Saiyan 3. But I think this does something a lot more interesting in Xenoverse, and it makes it so that way the other races are actually appetizing to other people that maybe they just don't want to have a Saiyan. Everybody's using Saiyans because they could go Super Saiyan, and in Xenoverse 1, what are you gonna do as a Frieza race guy, an Arcosian, if you will, a Majin, an Earthlinger, and a Mech? What are you gonna do? You can't compete with the Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyans had that infinite spamming ability, and now they tip the balance by having other races have transformations that are also pretty cool. Next up is the Frieza race, and these motherfuckers can go into the gold form that we see Frieza go into. And this one is another one of those pretty expected turns, but I think this is super dope. This seems to increase the Frieza race's speed, which is what they were pretty good at, and to begin with they were very fast, very speedy, and now with this golden form it seems to increase their speed even more. It seems like every transformation will like increase speed or increase power, just the standard stuff you're probably expecting from a transformation. I think what would have been cool is if we can sort of make our transformation, like for example, how Frieza has his multiple transformations. What if I wanted to be Dildo Head Frieza, and I want that to be my golden form? I want to be Golden Dildo Head Frieza. I can't be that, but I guess this is a good compromise, and I'm not even mad at this. This is making the Frieza race look extra appealing to the boy for the one time. And next up is the Majin race. I was excited for this because I'm like, okay, what the hell are they gonna do? There's a few ways they can take this. They don't really have much wiggle room. Are we gonna get something cool? Are they gonna be able to absorb things, or maybe go into Super Buu or do other like cool things? But what we got was Kid Buu. And this one is probably the least exciting out of all of them to me. I mean, like I said, there wasn't much wiggle room for them. I don't know what else they really could have done to spruce this up and make it something more unique. But what they went with, what I think was a safe option, and going Kid Buu seems to increase movement a lot. Like he does the little ball spinny thing and goes super fast just like Kid Buu does. But my problem with this is that it looks just like Kid Buu, like Super Saiyan 3, for example, doesn't look just like Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the way that they move and act and everything like that. It just seems like you go into like like literally just a skinned Kid Buu model. Like there's not a lot of uniqueness to it at all, and you move around just like Kid Buu. Whereas with Super Saiyan 3, you still have your uniqueness, you know, your unique, you know, scouters or whatever, or maybe even like your unique clothes. For the Kid Buu transformation, it seems like he just like takes his shirt off and maybe you keep your pants on or some bullshit. I don't know. To me, it ain't no party unless the pants is off, you feel me? Next up is actually one of my most exciting ones, and I actually predicted this a year ago. Earthlings can use the Flying Nimbus as well as the Power Pole. And I predicted this about a year or something ago, I don't really remember. But what I said in there was, if they were to do transformations or something of the sort for the Earthling race, how exactly would they make it up to scale with like a Super Saiyan or something like that? And to be fair, like you can't scale an Earthling to be a Super Saiyan or a Frieza race or a Majin or a Namekian or whatever. You just can't do it, you know what I mean? But what they did was extremely interesting, and it makes sense from a gameplay perspective. Not necessarily in like the world of Dragon Ball Z, like this doesn't make everything fucking equal, but it makes it fair and cool as shits in the game. So the Power Pole has dope range. Like this thing seems like it can poke from a pretty far range. Everybody that's played it has said that it feels like it's really, really good. It's fast, it's powerful, and like I keep saying, it has that range, and that's the most important thing. When you're in a fighting game like this and you have that extended range that other characters don't have, it makes it extremely safe to play as that character, because let's say you go in for an attack, so you're trying to poke somebody's eyeball out real quick for the one time and you miss, you still should have a decent amount of range to where you're not completely defenseless against that. I think this is gonna be one of the most underutilized transformations, because people are gonna look at Earthlings and be like, I don't wanna be a fucking Earthling, I wanna be a Saiyan, or I wanna be a Frieza race, or you know, whatever. I honestly think that the Earthling is gonna be extremely, extremely underrated, and this is definitely gonna be my second place for what race I'm gonna choose. What race will I end up choosing? Find out at the end of this video. What the fuck? Have I had this strand of hair out the whole video? And the last one, and the most interesting, and the one I have the most questions about, is that Namekians can go giant. Now, I don't know if there's a prerequisite you have to fill for this. I don't know if you can just, like, if you're in a 1v1, if you can just go fucking giant mode. I don't know if you go into story mode or like parallel quest or whatever and you can go giant mode. This thing seems like it's gonna be a necessity for parallel quests. You're gonna want a Namekian on your team if you're doing parallel quests, because that ability to go giant is gonna be super, super dope. And thinking even further on from that, you're gonna be able to go toe to toe with great apes with the giant Namekian mode. That is cool as shit to me. It's gonna be big ass dudes just fucking brawling it out. Goddamn giant Namekian beating up some giant ape scum. Sorry. Got a little ahead of myself there. But I think Namekian is the most interesting and the coolest transformation that they did. I was not expecting this. I was wondering what they were gonna do for the Namekians. I didn't think that they were gonna make them giant. That was one thing I was sure of. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna make them giant. How do you balance that? Like, what exactly are they gonna do? But anytime I say Bandai isn't gonna do something, or I don't believe that they can do this, that, or the third, they pull their fat dick out, shove that shit 9 inches down my mouth, and shut me the fuck up. So Namekian is looking really, really dope. Now, which one am I gonna choose? My first playthrough I think is gonna be Saiyan, but I think like the main one that I wanna go with is Namekian. Like the Namekian looks dope as hell. I wanna be the Namekian. I am a Namekian low key. I just hide my antennae. So yeah. What race are you gonna use in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Omega Pro. I wanna thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you don't get hit by a semi-truck or by come here, meow, come here, meow, come here, meow, come here, meow, come here. Family, riding the great Camry, can't stand me, but I'm into acting like Stanley, so dandy, so Grammys, pocket the chance that you plan to hear me. I'm not John Doe, not Bambi, uncanny, can't uncan me, can't you can me. So what is you canting? What is you stomping and chanting? Misunderstanding. Think I'm demanding, it's really commanding. I'm fly, I'm not landing. Who do you think that you scanning? Man, look where you standing, throwing a bomb like I'm manning. Man in the cannon, my branding. I'm man in the L's and they fanning. I'm jamming the jukebox. You better sock out when you dance. Better sock out. Next time on Omega Pro.